Traffic is so loud outside right now, and I can either have the noise from the traffic from having my window open, or I can have the noise from the AC, both of which are unpleasant noises, so I apologize, guys. Anyways, my name is Catherine and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my March and April favorites and follow-ups. I'm doing bi-monthly because I'm a college girl. I'm not buying enough products to do a monthly video like this, so we're doing bi-monthly instead. One last thing before we get started, if you could go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, and let's get started. So first things up is foundation. I've done a lot of foundation reviews in the past 2 months, mostly because we've had a lot of foundation releases in the past few months. We've had a lot of everything releases in the past 2 months. I swear the makeup industry just keeps popping out things like at a faster and faster rate. I'm just like waiting for this bubble to burst. It's sort of like the housing bubble, but it's like the makeup bubble instead. So it's not quite as serious, but you know. I pulled aside the 3 foundations that I've done a review on in March and April, and I'm just sort of gonna rank them by how much I like them and sort of talk about why. So my favorite out of the 3 foundations that I have reviewed is the Revolution Pro Foundation Drops. This is my favorite because I really just think this has the most skin-like texture. It just looks so natural on the skin. It feels so lightweight on the skin. I will link the review to this down below. I actually believe that this review went up on Saturday, so even though I filmed it a couple weeks ago, I only just posted it. And guys, these, I love them. They're so great. I haven't quite found a primer that I like with these yet, mostly because these are water-based, so I don't have a whole lot of water-based primers. I have found that just spritzing my face with some setting spray before putting this on really gives me the effect that I want, because I don't need a pore smoothing primer with this because it just looks so nice on its own. So this is what I have on right now. I've been loving it. I also really love the brush, the Makeup Revolution Foundation Drops brush. It just, the combination of these two is yes. My next favorite foundation is the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Foundation Stick. I love how this one looks, but I just don't need this full coverage of a foundation on a regular basis, and especially since summer's coming. Like, this one definitely feels like there is makeup on your face, and it doesn't look quite as skin-like because it is so full coverage. I find when it's on though, like, it does give that really like, your skin almost looks fake because it just looks so nice. It doesn't look cakey by any means. It just looks a little bit more makeup-y than the foundation drops do. And this breaks down a little quicker. It definitely breaks down on the nose quite a bit throughout the day because it just gets pretty oily throughout the day. So I definitely need to set this one down, which is rare for me because my skin is so dry. Like, I normally just avoid setting my foundation. If you're someone that likes high, medium, or even full coverage foundation, this is definitely one to try, especially if you have drier skin. You will probably love this foundation. This is the first stick foundation I've ever tried, and it blew me away, quite honestly. I definitely love it. I just don't need a full coverage foundation, so that's why this one's not my favorite. And finally, I'm talking about the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. Now, honestly, if you had told me when I first reviewed this that this would be my least favorite foundation that I had tried over the past 2 months, I wouldn't have believed you. So it really says more about the other 2 foundations and how great I think they are than it does about this foundation, that this is my least favorite out of the 3 foundations. Quite honestly, the reason that this is my least favorite foundation is just the shade match is not as good. Like, really, this foundation it's a great formula. I love this formula on its own and mixed with other foundations. Really, my only hang up with this is that this shade is just a little bit off. I thought it was good when I first did the review, but it is just like a little bit too yellow. And then this shade range in general of this foundation just isn't good. It doesn't go very dark. This is the lightest shade, which, like, I'm not that pale. Like, I should not be the lightest shade in a foundation. and it's just the undertones aren't there. Like I looked at the other foundations and it's just like 50 shades of beige and they're all like a yellowy beige. So if you have yellow undertones, this would probably work great for you, but this is just a little bit too yellow for me. So that's why that's my least favorite foundation. On the topic of mixing foundations, since I did just mention that, I have been loving to mix these two foundations. This is the CYO Long Lasting Life Proof Foundation, and this is the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD Long Wearing Illuminating Foundation. I have the shade 103 in the CYO foundation, which is just like a touch too dark and too olive for me, and then I have the shade Porcelain in the LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation, which this one's a little bit too dark and a little bit too peachy for me. So I put the two of these together and the undertones sort of balance each other out, and then I add just a little bit of the LA Girl White Mixer as well. And the combination is just great. This one is just a little bit of a demi-matte finish, I would say, and this one is a super glowy finish, and then put together, it's great. And then one last foundation thing that I just wanted to mention, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. So I'm not calling this a favorite, this is I guess more of a follow-up. I did a video comparing the Photo Focus Foundation and the Cushion Foundation, I guess 2 months ago now. It was in February. Wow, time is flying, you guys. I cannot believe it. I hated this foundation so much at first. I found it to be way too drying. I thought it always looked cakey and clumpy on my skin, and I tried it with so many different primers, so many everythings, and this is a water-based foundation, so I was really only trying this with my water-based primers as well. And I discovered that if I just put this directly on my face after moisturizing, no primer, no spray, no anything, I actually like the finish of it. And it doesn't feel too drying as long as I use enough setting spray afterwards. It still smells like paint. I still can't get past that. But I do actually, like, I will use this up now. I was going to give this away, but like I will find a way to use this up. And especially since summer's coming, since this is a pretty matte finish, I don't hate this anymore. Up next, I'm talking about a concealer. This is the Catrice Cosmetics Liquid Camouflage Concealer. I'm so behind the bandwagon on this one. Like, this was definitely hyped up like months and months ago, and I finally just picked this up on a whim while I was at Ulta. I picked up the shade, what shade is this? It's the lightest shade, and I'm probably gonna get the next shade down when I use this one up, because I think that one has a little bit more of a pinky undertone, and this one is very, very yellow. But the formula of this is great. It's not too drying, which I was worried it would be. That's why I put off picking it up for so long. And it covers really well, and it's just really nice. I just really like it. I find that it only blends out well with a brush. It does not blend out well with a sponge, and I don't like it on my under my eyebrows. I don't like it under my eyebrows because the texture doesn't do well on my actual eyelids. I only like it in the under eye, but like I really like this, and it's very cheap, so I love that. The one thing is they also need to work on the shade range. This only comes in 3 shades. Like, why? Why would you make something? Why would you go through all the time and the money to create a product and only make 3 shades of it? I don't understand. Up next, I'm going to talk about face products. So my favorite blush is the LA Girl Just Blushing Blush in the shade Just Natural. This is such a gorgeous peachy matte blush. It just goes on the skin so nicely. I have it on right now. I just find it gives such a nice natural flush to the cheeks that just looks really nice. I really like it, and these are so cheap. Like, if you have a CVS near you, I believe they're like $5, and like you get a lot of product in here, and I really like it. Next, I have the NYX HD Blush in Taupe. I have been using this as a contour shade, and as you guys know, I don't really like contouring that much anymore, but my holy grail contour shade was from the NYX Highlight and Contour palette. It was the second one from the right on the bottom. I freaking love that contour shade, but that was the only shade that I liked from that palette, so that palette was just taking up space in my collection when I only liked the one shade, and I saw this at the store, and it is the same shade. It goes on the face like it's just the perfect cool toned brown to contour on light to fair skin tones. So I'm so glad I found this because now I don't need the palette. I just have this teeny little blush in my collection. Next, I have the Wet n Wild Gothic Graphic Loose Highlighter in Moon Tears. I was trying to get my hands on this so bad and nowhere in New York had it. So I texted my mom a picture of it and I was like, hey, if you see this at any of the drugstores in Ohio, could you mail it to me? And I just was like, I didn't want her to go out of her way to find it, but I guess she was free that afternoon, so she literally called like every single Walgreens and CVS within like a 10-mile radius of our house to see if they had it, and she found one in stock at one Walgreens and went to go get it for me. So thank you, Mom. I know you watch every single one of my YouTube videos, so thank you so much. I really love this highlighter. I have it on right now. I love loose highlighters. I think my only other loose highlighter is from Kylie Cosmetics, but this one is definitely a more toned down loose highlighter than my one from Kylie Cosmetics. I'm not gonna say it's like a natural glow, but it's not like this super intense, like it doesn't literally look like you have metal on your face, if that makes sense. And I just really like how these apply, and I think they look really, really nice on the skin. It doesn't emphasize texture or anything. This kind of reminds me of ColourPop Flexitarian because it has that really pretty light champagne-y shade to it. So unfortunately, this highlighter is completely sold out. I really hope Wet n Wild takes the cue and restocks this, or at least creates more loose highlighters in the future. I was really disappointed to see that they didn't have a loose highlighter in their Flights of Fancy spring collection, but hopefully in their next collection they will create another loose highlighter because this one is amazing and it's really the only affordable product of its type, I believe, which is probably why it sold out so quickly. And it's great. So Wet n Wild, please make more. I love it, and I'm not the only one who loves it. One thing I want to talk about that I don't have with me because I dyed my hair last night, so I completely cleared off my vanity and I have no clue where I put it, is the Wet n Wild Retractable Brow Pencil. So I was using the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil, but when I ran out of that, I went to the drugstore and I looked at it and I was like, wait a second, there's like no product in here. Like, I don't care how cheap this is. If I'm repurchasing this every 2 weeks, like, it's not worth it. So I went around and tried to find a different but similar product that had more product in it, and I decided to get the Wet n Wild Retractable Brow Pencil, and the applicator is not the same, but it makes just for such an easy brow application. That combined with my NYX brow mascara is just such an easy, feathery, natural brow. Yeah, hopefully I can find that. I just wanted to mention that even though I have no clue where it is right now. Driving me crazy. We shall see. Up next, I'm going to talk about liquid eyeshadows. So I did a full review on the Essence Metal Shock eyeshadows, and I still am loving these. My favorite is still Stars and Stories. This one is so beautiful. I reach for this one so often. It's just such a beautiful pink shade with like flecks of silver in it. I love it. I'm not gonna necessarily say it's unique, but it's unique to me, so I really love it. This is what I was wearing in my Milk Makeup Cush mascara review, if you guys watched that, and I think it looked so great with that eyeshadow. I don't know about you guys. I thought I looked pretty good. And then I also really like the shade 10 Seconds to Mars. I also have another shade that I don't even know where it is right now, if that tells you guys anything. It's just a gold shade, and I just don't wear a lot of pure gold eyeshadow, so that I don't really reach for that one as much. But the formula of this, I love it. These are amazing. They're so affordable. If you've been wanting a liquid eyeshadow, I definitely would recommend these. I know a lot of liquid eyeshadows have been getting released at the drugstore lately. BH Cosmetics just came out with one. Milani is coming out with one. But I love these ones. I definitely would recommend. And then other liquid eyeshadows that I have picked up in the past month are the Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Go liquid eyeshadows. And I got the like little trio at Sephora because you get to try 3 different colors for $25 instead of just getting one color for $25 that you're probably never going to use up in your life. So Why would you not want this one is the real question. I wish they'd make more of these with different color combinations because I want to try more of them. I just don't want to drop $25 on more of them. Anyways, I have the shade Smoke and Whistles on my eyes right now, and like these are so incredible. If you don't like glitter, you're not gonna like these, but I like glitter. They make the eye look so intense and amazing. I love them layered over different metallic powder eyeshadows, and I just love them. My favorite out of them is definitely Kit and Karma, and oh, not Smoke and Whistles, Smoldering Satin. I have Smoldering Satin on my eyes right now. So those two are my favorite out of the trio, and the other one is Rose Gold. This is also just a peach with gold flecks. This one's just not my favorite because if I want a peach liquid eyeshadow, I'm more likely to reach for the Essence one because it's a lot more metallic and less glittery, and I like that look for peach better for some reason. I don't know why, but I just do. I only have two things left. So one thing is the Milk Makeup Cush Mascara. I just got this and just put up my review on this week, but I can just already tell that this is going to be a favorite mascara of mine. I'm wearing it right now. I've worn it every single day since I got it, and it just makes my eyelashes look so nice. It gives them that natural-ish, like wispy but full look to them. I get compliments on my eyelashes when I wear this mascara. It's the perfect cruelty-free replacement for my favorite drugstore mascara, the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara. I just absolutely love it. I'm totally gonna use this completely up. Like I just, you know when you can just tell, like I can just tell with this one. And last thing I want to talk about is the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 primer and setting spray. This is just like, can people not have emergencies when I'm trying to film? I just find it really rude when there's sirens in the background and I'm trying to film a YouTube video. What's more important, your emergency or my YouTube video? Come on, guys, come on. All right, oh, wow, they heard me, they're done. Okay, now you guys know me, you know I love my drugstore products, but I was at Sephora with my mom over spring break, and she asked me if I wanted anything, and I just really wanted to get a setting spray that would A, not dry my skin out, and B, like really help my skin look like skin, and this totally does the trick. First of all, you get 4.0 ounces of product in this, so like while some drugstore setting sprays are cheap, most of them only come with 1 or 1.5 ounces of product. So if you do the math, like per volume, this is actually cheaper. This smells amazing, this makes my skin feel so good, and it just does everything I want. It makes my skin look like skin, it hydrates my skin, and it also works, it really does work as a primer spray. That is it, guys. I thought that I had a boring month, and I'm looking at this and I actually talked about quite a bit. So if you watched this till the end, thank you very much. I really rambled a lot tonight. Leave me a comment down below, let me know if you've tried any of these products and you've really liked them, or what your favorite products of the past 2 months have been. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!